Greetings everyone, my name is Tim Keys and I'm here with a video to talk about vocoding within Reason. If you saw the live stream today, you know that Reason Studios just released the BVX multimode vocoder, and in my opinion, I think it is a very nice effects unit for vocoding, and it is much appreciated from this perspective just due to the fact it's easy to use and it's easy to set up. I want to talk about how to do vocoding in Reason as a follow-up to my Neptune video, because yeah, Reason has quite a few options for vocoding. Now with the multimode vocoder, there's at least 4 options. I'm going to talk about the other 2 at this point because I already did the video on the Neptune and showed you how you could get that vocoder effect using that. I'm going to show you a couple of other ways that you can do it within Reason, including a demonstration of how to set up the old classic vocoder, that BV512 digital vocoder. So let's get started. As you can see in my sequencer, I already have my audio recorded just to make life simpler. Now, if you have access to the subscription, by chance you have purchased Parsec or you bought the Suite Edition, then you know that Parsec can be used as a vocoder. Sort of. Well, not sort of. It can be used as a vocoder. What you want to do is select the device, have it in your rack. You want to go to reset the device. What I'm going to do is hit the tab and flip it over. You want to scroll down to where you see audio in, scroll up, and you can select either of these 2 devices. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to keep my instrument on the saw just to keep life simpler. You want to go down to your modifier, and where it's off, you want to go all the way down to where you see audio in, and you want to select that. Now I'm going to hit F7 so you can see my sequencer. As I'm pressing the keys on my MIDI controller, you can see the green light coming on, so you know everything's connected. However, there's no sound coming out. I am going to hit play. I'm going to turn off the metronome and start the sequencer. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm going to hit that. Ooh. Turn that volume up. Ooh, 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 Now, if you go here to your XY modifiers, and I'm just holding down chords, you can adjust the shift. Yep. So that's how you get that using the Parsec. It's very straightforward. You can also use these additional modifiers to kind of adjust tones with that vocoder effect as you see fit. I'm not going to do that for this demonstration, but it is an option. I'm going to right click on this and I am going to delete it because I no longer need that. Now for the next example, I'm going to use the OG itself, the BV512 digital vocoder. Now, how you set this up, it's a little bit more intensive and it requires a few more steps. Once you get used to it, it's not too bad. What you want to do is select the digital vocoder, hold down the shift button, and you want to drag it. The reason you hold down the shift button is because you don't want the cables to automatically route. You want to set that up yourself. Now, what you want to do is where you see the modulator input, just set it up to the left cable, and then down here where you have the output, I'm going to take my left wire and I'm going to move it all the way. My word, sometimes I hate using mice. Right here. Once you do that, everything kind of connects itself. The next thing you want to do is you want to right click on the vocoder itself, and you want to go to instruments, and in this case I'm going to pick the subtractor. Now once you do that, you'll notice everything is already connected. Now I'm just going to show you how to get these settings how you like them. At this point right here, it's pretty subjective in terms of what you want to use for your bands. I'm going to go with 512 just because it will give you the clearest signal when playing back the voice. Also, you want to make sure the setting here where it says equalizer and vocoder, you want to make sure it's set to vocoder. Yes, this can be used as an equalizer. If I mentioned that earlier, I'm sorry. If I didn't mention it, yes, you can use this as a vocoder. Pardon me, as an equalizer. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll off some of the, oh gosh, don't do that. Some of the lower frequencies up here, almost kind of like a series of steps. And then I'm going to make sure my attack is all the way over. I'm going to turn my decay off. I'm going to set my shift to about 7. You can adjust this as you like. I'm going to leave my dry wet all the way up. I'm going to leave my high pass roughly at the 6 marker or close to about 75. So somewhere in that bracket. Now, all I'm going to do at this point is scroll down. I'm going to right click on the subtractor, and if I can see it, let me initialize the device first. Should have said that earlier. Make sure you initialize the device. Now, scrolling down, and I'm going to create a track for the subtractor. Every time I hit some keys, it'll play. So, turning back on the click for the metronome, hit play. Now, you'll notice 2 things. The volume is very low, and it's monophonic. That is because the subtractor is monophonic. Now, there's a very simple way to mitigate that. Put an effect on the subtractor, and it will automatically change from a monophonic to a stereo signal, which in this case is ideal. I am going to dial back on my dry wet signal and on my delay. I'm going to turn off the metronome. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to hit play. Now from here, you just kind of play with it and experiment it however you want it to sound. If I want to make this signal louder, I can normalize the clip. For the sake of this video, I'm doing it. A lot of times when you're recording any music, they always tell you don't, just because of what it does to the signal. So, yep, that's pretty much the basics. Now you can switch out the subtractor for a maelstrom and things of that nature, or you know, the Thor if you need to. If you want some heavier tones, I prefer doing it this way because, in my opinion, it's fairly straightforward. Now, pardon me, I'm going to take these out and delete them just to talk about Reason's new device, which is the BVX. I'll take that out. And I'm going to take that out because I don't need it. So, yeah, the BVX is remarkable. It's nice. I don't think it's like the be-all, end-all devices. One thing about Reason, a lot of times, they'll come out with something that you never thought you needed, and then when you start using it, it's like, man, this is really useful, and it's kind of hard to go back to not using it. So, the multimode vocoder. The nice thing about this is you don't have to set up anything. You just have your audio already recorded, and then you just plug in the device.
Ooh, ooh,
and
ooh,
this is it.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
So yeah, like, I know that's kind of redundant and maybe even annoying, but the nice thing about this particular unit is you don't have to worry about any routing. You could just plug and play it, and I appreciate that because I don't always care to route and do CV signal flow. That's not my wheelhouse. And as you switch up patches, like I went from the auto vocoder to Captain Crunch, now all you got to do is just plug in, play your chords. Or if you wanted to, I mean, you could take in MIDI that you already got and put it on your audio. Let's sheesh. I wasn't planning on doing that. Let's do that real quick and see what happens. I just want to experiment. Let's see. See what's in this free MIDI pack. We'll do chord progressions. Oh no. Don't tell me I have to do it that way, my word. Let's see. Import MIDI file. There we go. Let's drop it in here. And let's see what happens. Frequency gain. Yeah, that's nice. Take an LFO and set it up to the position and have that being modulated as you have the chords go. Yep. Yeah, that's nice. I'm not going to front. And yeah, part of that is the chord progression itself. It's a good chord progression. But the other side to that is that, pardon me. So yeah, this is nice because everything is accessible right in front of you, and you have a lot of options to work with inside the unit itself. If you want to take an LFO and use the modulation matrix to adjust these parameters and adjust anything here to kind of, automate stuff as you're working, you can do that significantly easier. The setup and the ease of use, the sheer fact that you don't have to do any routing, you can just slap it on the effects itself and just go, is definitely appreciated. And there's a lot of effects already here, so you don't have to, like add effects and attach it and route and set up things. You can, but you don't have to. And that's always a plus. Ease of use, always a plus. And, again, if you're a Reason user, you've got another option that's fairly easy to set up. So I won't go over every feature of the BVX Vocoder because the video just came out today. So I would say watch that. If you've, are a Reason user, check out the stream. It got some cool stuff in it. In terms of the price point, I'll say this. I don't think it's bad that they decided to charge $100 for it. I'm not a fan of it. Yes, it would be preferable as a Reason, if you go on the license as a Reason user, you got version 12, it'd be nice if it was included, because yeah, it's included, and you kind of feel like you're getting more for the value, especially with the price hike. The upgrade to Reason 12 is now $200. And for some users, as usual, it always seems to be a split. You always got your folks that love it, you got your folks that hate it. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm waiting on the VST3 implementation. Personally, I would love to see video support within Reason. That's just a wish list. I don't think that will happen anytime soon, but I could be wrong. So yeah, and a lot of people have had issues with bugs and glitches and whatnot, and the performance of version 12 hasn't been as fast as version 11 or 10. So a lot of people, may feel a little rubbed the wrong way by this device being another device that you have to pay for. So that could be disappointing. However, I can also understand why they decided to charge $100 for this device, or just automatically include it to the subscription model. The subscription, in my opinion, I think what they're really trying to do is make a heavy distinction between what you get standard and what you get with the subscription. The subscription has everything in it that you need to record, and then some extras, the extra players like the pattern mutator, the new baseline generator, the instruments like the FM synth and the modeled strings. And if you didn't buy the Suite Edition, all the other instruments that come with it. Like, it really kind of makes it appealing to go ahead and fork that $20 monthly, because it's like you get access to the whole buffet, if you will. Whereas 12, the perpetual license, you get a fair amount of stuff that will get you started and will definitely help you create. But having that subscription, it kind of, with all the new options and the new instruments and effects that they're putting in, it definitely begins to make that more appealing, especially for just $20 a month. I understand that some people are also not a fan of paying that $20 a month, because they don't like the idea of a subscription where when you're done, you don't really own anything per se, but you pay for access at that point. And I don't think it's anything wrong with that, in my opinion. Now, I will say The counter argument, and I'm rambling at this point, so thank you for bearing with me. The counter argument is there are quite a few options out there for vocoder and vocoder effects. I think Sonobox has a vocoder. However, you can't use it easily in Reason without, another device, third party, that will kind of allow you to route those signals and use it. That can be a pain in the butt and kind of cumbersome. Waves also has their own vocoder slash auto tune effect. I think it's also $100, but oftentimes it goes on sale for about 30 to 40 bucks a month, or not per month, pardon me, 30 to 40 bucks in that price range. And so, if you're not using Reason as your main DAW, then those are definitely appealing options that you can use. However, if you are using Reason, then those options may not be feasible just due to the fact that you'd have to buy a host, if you will, and learn how to set that up. And that could, make the process a little bit more complicated. This is nice because, again, all you have to do is just take the device, slap it on your audio effect, play some chords or put in some MIDI notes if you want to, and get to work. So if you're a Reason user, I would definitely say check it out. Like, they have a 30-day trial. Check it out, see what you think about it. And if you're using the subscription, then it's already there. You just pull it up and Merry Christmas. Have a ball. So, that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was useful. You do have some options. There was somebody in one of the video in the stream that mentioned you can use Thor as a vocoder. I would be intrigued to see how that would work. If I figure it out, I'll post it up. But if anybody knows how to do that and you want to share that information, it would be greatly appreciated. At any rate, thank you for watching this video. Thank you to the new subscribers. My name is Tim Keys. I'm out. Peace.